It's been 3 years since my husband cheated on me with my mother and came out as a TW, Child M word, Child M Lester. Within 24 hours I caught my husband cheating on me with my mother and learned that he molested his little sister from ages 2-14. It was the most horrific experience of my life, and I truly lost my mind for the better part of a year. Let me clarify, ex-husband, it's been a hard few years to recovery, and I'm still trying to let go of survival tactics that I had learned being in such a bad marriage with such a traumatic ending, but the progress I've made is amazing. I just wanted to share because 1, I have no one to talk to about my hardships, and 2, I know many people think that they can't do it. I had 2 children under 2. No job. No home. No family. No money. I didn't think I would make it. But look at me, living in shit you will prevail. Edited to add, I am remarried. Please stop messaging me pick-up lines and grotesque messages. Using this group as a tool to pick up hurt people is gross. Update, why not to do the pick-me dance? First let me start by saying, they ducked up, not you. No matter how much attention they needed, how absent you were, or how you lacked being romantic, whatever the fault they have either pinned on you or you have pinned on yourself, it doesn't justify cheating. We are humans, given the ability to speak, to communicate our needs even from infancy. The person I want to spend the rest of my life with will communicate with me when there's a problem, not resort to time outside of our marriage. Is that something you seek in a partner? The blame is something that needs to happen, for your coping and for their guilt. You need it as a reason to justify what happened to you and a reason to reconcile, while they need it as a mask to cover their actions. Don't let it fool you. No matter how bad you were, their actions are worse, and they are not justified. Cheating comes with the assumption that your partner will leave if you cheat. These cheaters don't care. They don't care if your marriage is ruined. Their momentary happiness means more to them than your entire well-being and relationship. I personally want to be with someone who couldn't hurt me like that. If they have it in them to hurt me so badly, I simply don't want to be with that person. Do you want to be with someone who has no mind for others? Not just others, but the person they sleep beside every night. The person who brushes their teeth beside them while they it. The person who they vowed their life to. I know firsthand that being cheated on makes you feel so less than. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you need to prove that you're good enough. And that's all fine, but go prove it to someone who gives a damn. And if you really want to reconcile, let them beg for you. Let them realize how bad they ducked up. Let them hurt. Let them lose. Let them wonder what's wrong with them. The more you beg for their approval, beg for them to pick you, the more they find their actions justified, the more likely that they will repeat cheat, and much more likely that they won't hear you out and even rebel against your pleas. These people aren't normal people with normal feelings. The more they see how weak you are, the more they'll run to the person they're cheating on you with. If you beg someone to pick you after they've done something so horrendous, it takes away all of your self-worth, your self-esteem, your dignity. I wish you luck in your endeavors. I survived. I more than survived, I thrived. The worst possible moments of my life turned out to be my biggest blessing. It can be the same for you too. Update, lack of remorse from cheating spouses. Edit to clarify, this was all 3 years ago, I'm just venting. I've never really had a place to vent about what happened, and I found this group very recently. I'll post the whole story with details one day and hopefully give a little better insight. I am now remarried, living in another state, happy and free. Thanks for all the kind words, everyone. When my ex-husband cheated on me with my mom, I thought they would both be begging for my forgiveness and be so remorseful. But my ex-husband would just say things like, "I love you but I'm in love with your mom," or weird-ass that made things even worse. And my mom was begging for forgiveness at first, and I had no choice but to live with her while I went through my divorce. It was either her or my child-molesting, cheating, abusive ex. But she ended up kicking me and my 2 babies out because I had attitude, and she didn't understand why I was dwelling. I think some people just really lack empathy. Maybe they wouldn't feel the same way getting cheated on. But for me, getting cheated on was just horrible. Cheating is the worst thing you could do to me. I can't believe our spouses can just cheat without a care. I could never cheat, or I would feel so insanely guilty and disgusting. Why do these people not care? Update: has anyone in the group never cheated before? I have never cheated or even came near cheating in my 28 years of life, though I often doubt that other people are the same. I am remarried after some tragic events involving cheating, and as much as we have a wonderful marriage, I still fear so badly getting cheated on. Maybe not now, but maybe in 20 years. I almost feel bad asking someone to only be with me for the rest of time. I saw someone here commenting on a post that it's unnatural and impossible to not cheat, so it's more realistic and smart to have an open relationship. I really don't want to believe that's true, but I'm sensitive and things get in my head easily. An open relationship is something I could never do. But man, am I really being unrealistic and unreasonable for wanting monogamy? Have you, yourself, never cheated on someone? Not asking about your friends, your partners, etc. I want to know about you personally. Others can lie. I kinda just need to see that I'm not the only one in the world who couldn't fathom. Update: light at the end of the tunnel. I went through arguably one of the most horrifying cheating stories here. Husband cheated on me with my mother, and the same day I found out he was a child molester and into incest, and I just wanna say, my life is ducking fantastic now. To be quite honest, I was miserable in my last marriage but didn't even realize the extent of just how unhappy. I kinda thought that it was normal to be unhappy, as ridiculous as that sounds. Anyways, him being a sicko and leaving him ended up being my absolute biggest blessing. I'm remarried and feel so damn blessed. He rubs my head for hours every single night, it's my favorite lol. He cooks delicious homemade meals for me anytime I want and anything I want. He writes little love notes and leaves them all over the house. He treats me with respect. We hardly ever fight, and when we do, we always end up reasoning and reconciling with each other's viewpoints in mind. He listens to me. He knew I had baggage, and he helped me unpack. He doesn't shy away at my trauma. He doesn't make me feel bad for feeling insecure sometimes. He allows me to say, I know I'm being insecure or crazy, but I feel worried today. He has no problem showing me his messages if I feel something is wrong at that time. He doesn't have a password on his phone, and I actually respect his privacy. He compliments me every single day without fail, whether it's a physical trait or personality trait. He's my biggest support system, and on top of it all, I genuinely like him and have a great time with him. We have spent every waking moment of nearly 3 years together and never got sick of each other. Our relationship hasn't begun to fade. I'm really so blessed. Enough bragging though, I just want to say you will get through this and you will prevail. I truly felt I would never recover from my trauma, but I'm doing better than ever, and I truly am thankful for what I went through. Update: today marks exactly 3 years, June 30th. 3 whole years since that devastating night. TL. Doctor backstory: my ex-husband cheated on me with my mother, and then the same day I found out that he molested his little sister when she was ages 2-14. I left that very day with nothing but the clothes on our back, no family, friends or money. I was homeless for several months with 2 kids under 2. It's been such an emotional ride. The 3 years have gone by so fast and so slow at the same time. But I will say, I am happy, I am remarried, I am doing well, I moved states, I have a new home, I have no contact with my ex-husband, he will never see my children. Not to say I don't have some triggers or some issues with trusting humans sometimes, but I've made such progress and I'm so proud of myself. It took 25 years of hell plus an awful divorce to finally find my happiness. But I found it. Don't give up hope. What seems like the worst time of your life, you will look back and be grateful it happened. Everything happens for a reason, whether we see it at the time or not. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, you are amazing. Up. You survived something that a lot of people could not survive. You are the epitome of the word strength. And now you are here encouraging others. Big kudos to you. Your kids are very fortunate to have such a determined mom. So much respect and admiration for you. Op answer, this made me cry, thank you. This means the world. I know it sounds kinda silly, but it seemed like my friends downplayed the whole situation. I know that no one can truly relate to what I went through, but it seemed as if no one cared or thought of it as a big deal. I quickly learned the world doesn't stop turning for your bullshit lol. Op comment, it's hard to comment to every person how insanely thankful I am for your words. Every time a new comment hits, I cry lol. It's weird to think of myself as being strong, because to me, there was no other option. I was just doing it for my babies. Your kind words mean more than you all will ever know, and I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're all in this group for a reason, we are all strong. Redditor follow-up, it's weird to think of myself as being strong, because to me, there was no other option. I was just doing it for my babies. That's what makes you a great mom and a strong woman. You were determined to protect your kids even when you had nothing. You did the right thing. Redditor 3, as someone who knows you, I just want to say it's been beautiful to watch you grow and blossom after such a horrid time in your life. I love you always. Redditor 4, I'm so sorry you went through this. I'm glad to hear that you're doing better as well. I hope you cut your mother out too. What a god-awful person. Redditor 5, it must be hard enough to learn the man you love is a pedophile, one that hasn't acted on it though, but then a cheater and a child molester rapist. How traumatic. I'm glad you made it. Once you get through the worst, it really is worth it. Redditor 6, my god, this type of strength I wish I had. When my fiancé long time ago, never be that week again, left, I almost lost my mind, couldn't imagine what you had to endure and the narrow path you had to walk for the healing to even start. You deserve many blessings. Op answer, I really appreciate that, thank you. Proud of you. Cheers to being stronger people. Redditor 7, did your ex ever go to prison or jail for what he did? Op answer, no. The night of everything happening, he held me hostage and told me I was his wife, and I wasn't going anywhere. I called 911 and he left. When I called them back to tell them that he left, they said they had to come out anyways. They did, and I almost got in trouble. They were hounding me, asking me if I had killed him, and if he was okay, where he was, etc. His little sister did not want to press charges or go forward with anything unless it was absolutely necessary to make it where he didn't get visitation with the kids. His little sister had no recollection of the molesting until he messaged her on Facebook saying really crude things like, I've always wanted to duck you since you were a little girl and you're my biggest fantasy. She said she was flooded with awful memories. I didn't want to put her through more than she was already going through. It was also past the 7 years of limitation, so my lawyer said nothing could have been done. It was a tough decision to make: protect future women in his life, or protect me and mine. I knew in my heart that the law was not on my side. I had to do a hell of a lot of thinking on how to make it where he never saw my kids again. He was super abusive, and I had to pull a lot of strings to even get him to sign divorce papers. I luckily outsmarted him and the system, and he will never have visitation with my kids. I send many prayers out to his future partners, but my family is safe. I hope I don't get too much judgment. Redditor 8, all I can say to this is, get away from this sexual deviant you married, and the mother, not a damn mother. Op answer, definitely did. I left that very day and have had no contact with him since the signing of the divorce papers. He will never see me or my children. Thank you.